So this is gear system. I decided after a couple of requests and actually just for the fun of it, I was going to make a tutorial video on setting up the Novation Launchpad controller for use with FL Studio's new and coolest feature, performance mode. So let's get started.
So what I want to do is just to open up a new project. Well, first things first, you need to make sure that you are running in FL's 10.5 or later. The latest version you can get is 10.9. So I'm just going to explain based on that. If you don't have anything past 10.5, then you won't be able to do anything in this video. So first things first, you need to come into MIDI settings, and then hang on, let me grab this cord. Okay, and then plug your Launchpad into the USB part on your computer. You should hear something like that noise, and boom, there you go, it pops up. Now what should happen, these port numbers on the input and output should be the same. This is the big thing that I could never figure out when I set mine up for the first time, and it wouldn't work, and I didn't know why. This is probably the most important part of setting it up. So you come down here, click on the right here in input, make sure that you set this to the same. It doesn't matter what number it is. So I have this on 115. I'm going to click on the Launchpad up here, set it to 115. Now if this part right here does not say Novation Launchpad, if it has like generic controller or something, which it shouldn't, but if it does, you just come into this menu of supported controllers, make sure that Novation Launchpad is selected. And then the other big thing, make sure that you have it enabled here. And that's it. Like literally, that's all you do. If you're still not getting anything out of your Launchpad, you can press this rescan MIDI devices button a million times. Yeah, it'll just sort of reset the Launchpad. So anyway, that's that. In your MIDI settings, I have this on the output on my master track to primary sound driver just because I'm recording, and it's easier to do that way because you hear the Windows sounds too. But if I were doing this like just by myself, I would have my audio settings on the ACO driver, which should have installed with your version of FL Studio. If not, do it, because you won't be able to record anything or get the low latency that really enables you to be able to perform live with the Launchpad and not mess up. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna switch over to the camera now. Alrighty, so here's the Launchpad in all its glory. I've got it plugged in and whatnot. Okay, so I'm gonna sort of demonstrate now what you should be seeing on this based on what I just did on the screen. So I'll just open up a project that I did in performance mode. Alrighty. So there we go, there's our cool little startup noise. I'm just gonna open up Still Awake because it's fun, and I'm actually gonna get right on making a performance video for that, but I figured I'd do this first just because people were asking me, and I like doing these types of videos. Okay. Hang on, what can you see? What's lit up on here corresponds to what I've dragged into the performance zone in FL Studio here. And better explanation of the performance zone that I could probably explain is in the video that I'm gonna put in the description.
that FL Studio guru did, and it's pretty good. But it goes over what performance mode is and sort of this. He talks about the Launchpad a little bit too, but this is going to be a little more in depth just as to what this can do. So I've got you. It's if you've ever used a Launchpad with Ableton Live. The way you cancel clips is by hitting an empty pad in the same vertical row. It's different in FL Studio in that if I want to cancel these clips, I just hit an empty pad in there. So, and then what's really cool with FL Studio is that you have like 12 of these customizable pages that you can use to send any type of MIDI message within the program to automate any parameter. Specifically right here you have a page of vertical sliders that all you do in here, like if I wanted to say, we'll come in here and go to the mixer. If I wanted to make the master volume go up and down like this, you just right click on that thing and go down to link to controller. This window pops up. All I do is go boom, tap one of the sliders on here, and it's done. And as you'll probably notice, if I go like this on the Launchpad, I'm just going up and down, do. It goes on here, and it's that simple. So you can link this. This is basically like a million controllers in one. It's amazing. You can link both of these to Grosbeat, the time manipulator plugin. The green is for obviously the green area in the plugin, and this is to the yellow. You link it the exact same way I just did that. XY controller is a little more tricky. This is one of the last pages on the Launchpad, but you can use this just like a joystick, and it's really cool for modulating basses and whatnot. So I'm just gonna open up Citrus here because it has an X and a Y. So you right click on the X, you do link to controller, and then you go down here to mapping formula, and there's a preset over here under special Launchpad XYX. And now you come over here and just tap any area on here. That screen should disappear. Now you just do the exact same thing with the Y knob, and you just go link to controller, mapping formula, Launchpad XYY, and then that window will stay there. You just tap it. Oh, actually, one thing you have to make sure about this is a mistake I made a few times. This remove conflicts toggle button up here, okay, it's normally on. Make sure that that's off before you do this, and then I just tap a button on there. It should disappear, and now you can watch right here as I move this around, it moves that around. And you can play around with that. In the link to controller menu, there's like a smoothing feature that almost acts like a portamento type deal, but with the time it takes to move the knob around. So that's pretty much it. You've got let me back at the beginning, there's a keyboard page here that's really cool. That's that. But yeah, and then that's just how I press play and stop. Now, like I said, I'll make a full performance video of this, but I'll just kind of show you what goes on here. So yeah, it's kind of glitching up because I'm trying to do this in the primary sound driver. Like I said, if I'm doing this like for the actual performance video, I'll switch over to the ACO driver so you don't get the latency in there.
But anyway, so that's pretty much how you set it up. I mean, I'll go over sort of a quick review type deal. So you come up here, MIDI settings, you do the port number on both the input and the output. Make sure that those numbers are the same. Make sure that the Launchpad is enabled, and that's it. You're good to go. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. I hope that it kind of cleared some things up in terms of the whole deal with performance mode. And hang on. There it is. And using this guy. So yeah, I'll put links in the description to where you can buy this song on iTunes and the whole album that I just released. I'll put the links for the tutorials from ImageLine on using performance mode in FL 10.5 and later. And I'll take care of the rest down there. So please subscribe to my channel, click the link to my Facebook page and like it, and I'll keep you guys updated on what's happening in the musical realm of Gear System. See you later.